What's up, everybody? Saturn return vibes, Saturn return vlog numero dos. Fresh in the medicine, man. Fresh in the medicine. It's kind of cool for me to kind of reference this as like a Saturn return series in a way, because it's like I'm in the thick of my Saturn return at 29. I'm like aware of what a Saturn return actually is, which is interesting. It's interesting for me to like have these awarenesses and then to directly experience like the growing up sensation, this like total ripping away of like the innocence of my little boy who I've been, who's carried me forward to this moment that I'm at in life right now. And now very clearly, in very direct and confrontational ways, Daddy Saturn is like, all right, what have you learned thus far? And what are you willing to let go of to become the person who you might be, kind of thing. Like that's definitely how I'm relating to this a lot. And like what's unique about this experience to me is that I've clearly never experienced what I'm experiencing right now. Like I've never once in my life had such a splitting level of awareness of like how I've got here, why I've got here, and what is no longer aligned or in congruence to the person that I'm becoming now. You know, like I've had all these ideals and these dreams, these aspirations to like become this man that I see I am. To actualize this potential energy that I have to, become the person I want to be. And Daddy Saturn, enter stage left, is like, okay, then I'm gonna really fucking show you what is going to be required of you if that's what you want. If you want to fulfill your purpose here, if you really are this person who you say you are, then prove it. What are you willing to do? And so August was just like, boom, like this is a pattern that has been running your whole fucking life, motherfucker. Face that pain, you know, sit in that. I'm gonna let you stew in your shit for a little bit here and really acknowledge that, because that's what August was for me. It was essentially like recognizing I have withheld and repressed my emotions my whole life, like deeply stewing and internalizing these like intense emotions, like I'm realizing the intensity of the emotions I hold within me, like the amount of anger I have that I've suppressed, and this rage, this like sacred masculine rage, and this like fire inside of me that I've like totally dimmed all the way up until now. And this like lack of self-worth, this lack of confidence, this like facade I try to withhold, this happy-go-lucky, people-pleasing, spineless, new age wimp vibes, full the fuck on that. It's wild. And there's been a whole lot of talking about things. There's not been a whole lot of like walking. And the truth is, it's like because I didn't have a clear sense of direction, I don't know who I am. Like I have not known who I am or where the fuck I'm going for all of my 20s. Like, and that has been way more painful and disheartening and disempowering than I've like realized. I've not become conscious of this in the way that I am now until this moment in time. And so where am I at now in this moment? Like we're in September, the very first few days, I'm in a place of, yeah, like really, really putting my money where my mouth is. I've started waking up at 5 a.m. every day. I'm just back into my habits and doing, like I'm meditating for 20 minutes. Then I'm doing some form of breath work. And then I'm doing some form of yoga or stretching. And then I take a 5-minute cold shower, just straight up cold water. And it's so funny because it's like these are habits that I've been doing all throughout my 20s, sometimes even in a routine fashion like this. But now, at this moment in my life, like they're the same habits, but they mean something entirely different to me now. Like I'm doing them for a very different reason. And that reason is just to get my mind on straight so I can just be present throughout the day, every day, because I want to change these ways in which I've been. You know, I want to mature. I want to know where I'm going. I want to express myself fully and have a sense of direction. And ultimately, I just want to build a sense of trust with myself. Like, that's the biggest thing. That's one of the biggest pain pills of my 20s, is like, I've not once fully trusted myself. Maybe I've had glimpses here and there. Maybe I've had like little tastes of it, little bursts of confidence and little successes here and there, but like it wasn't strong enough to override the deep childhood subconscious weight of these patterns and these things, like this burrowing void of like emptiness and this relentless seeking of external validation, you know, not knowing how to give that to myself, and not even, you know, not even understanding what that even means, and what does that look like, you know. It's like, so everything I've said up to this point has come crashing down into my awareness like a fucking freight train rolling down Mount Everest straight into my dome. And I'm like, my head's exploding, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. And I just see how I've not been, you know, I've been operating with boyish tendencies for all of my 20s. Like and you know, I think this is the path I chose. It's the hand I was dealt. I didn't grow up with a father, so I didn't have like this masculine figure to guide me and to, you know, help me pick me up when I'm down, and to give me that confidence, and to, you know, trust myself. You know, quite the contrary, I had just like an emotionally unstable, all over the fucking map mother, you know, way out of like constantly out of range. Like, her nervous system was not ever really regulated, you know, and so that left me with a fucking severely dysregulated nervous system that I'm only now realizing, like, I have to like really change these things and rewire my conditioning so I can like just be fucking normal. You know, like, it's not quote unquote normal to not be able to just relax in the mind. Like, there's so much noise in my mind. You know, like typical ADHD symptoms, like pretty severely, I'm realizing. And I don't like to like identify with these things, but like, just objectively speaking, being that it's not like a genetic thing, I don't think so. I think this is 100% a developmental thing that happens. And my childhood and my upbringing, it like is the perfect festering grounds for ADHD to manifest in the child. So, you know, I'm dealing with all these things, and this is again why I'm like committed to going to bed early, waking up early, going through the motions, going to work, getting it done, and, you know, just changing my behaviors, you know, changing the way in which I relate to myself, the way I talk to myself, the way I think about myself. You know, it's like it's humbling, man. It's absolutely humbling, because it's like, damn, you know, I've not been living a true life to myself. Like, I've been living a lie, essentially. You know, and a very convincing lie at that. It's very well disguised. Um, you know, the answers have been right under my nose forever. You know, and it's as it was written, as it was written, as they say in Dune, as it was written. You know, I don't think I could have come into contact with this level of embodied understanding until this age of 29. So here we are. That is Saturn return, entry number 2. I'm gonna keep doing this shit, because this is actually this is like really this is a really cool sensation to document in lifetime, this Saturn return energies, because this is like a pivotal moment in everybody's life. Usually everybody from between the ages of like 27 to 31, 32 go through some wildly transformative thing. Even from between like 28 to 30, you know, there's something fucking dramatic that usually happens in someone's life. And this is definitely my version of that. So, the show goes on, baby. We'll see you next time.